Megastructures are the backbone of late game empires. Though they are not required to win, winning the game can be very hard without them, especially once your opponents start building them. Megastructures are very fun to make and use. In this video, we'll be going over every megastructure, from gateways to orbital rings to Dyson spheres. I'll try to keep it short, but there are a lot of megastructures to look at, and they are all relevant and influence the game greatly. However, I think I can keep it under 10 minutes. Let's talk about gateways. A gateway allows instant travel to any other friendly gateway across the galaxy. This is very powerful, yet takes a lot of tech to get. Get them by researching gateway activation and then gateway construction. These are rare technologies, so it may take time and patience to research them, as well as some RNG. As hard as they are to get, they are one of the only fast travel options in the base game, so make them a priority if you can't make hyper relays. All megastructures cost a lot of alloys, influence, and or unity to build. However, this is offset by most late game economies. Next is hyper relays. These are your first fast travel option, at least early to mid game. They require researching hyperlane breach points, which appears early, then researching hyper relays itself. While it is a rare tech, once the prerequisites are met, it pops up frequently in the tech choices than most rare techs. Hyper relays allow your ships to travel very fast across your connected hyper relays, so you want to set up a web of those across your empire. Once you do this, you can be anywhere in your empire extremely fast. This really messes with the computer AI, because they like to attack the weak points or gaps in your defense, appear where your fleets are absent, take backdoor approaches, and avoid confronting your main fleets. However, if you have a hyper relay network across your empire, the computer will have a hard time trying those cheap, cowardly tactics. Hyper relays are anti computer in a lot of ways. If you haven't tried hyper relays, I highly recommend you do, though it does require the Overlord DLC. Hyper relays cost a lot of crystals, so make sure you stock up and build enough synthetic crystal plants. There are also edicts that give your hyper relays certain abilities, so keep an eye out for those. Now we are on to habitats. I have an entire guide on habitats, and there is no way I could put all the info about habitats in this video. So make sure you check it out and check out my Stellaris guide playlist. Habitats are basically small planets you can build for various uses. They serve most functions a planet can serve. Like I said, I have a guide on that. Go check it out. Make sure you have the Utopia DLC. There is no limit to the amount of habitats you can build, so they are very powerful. Keep in mind that megastructures cost monthly energy credits to maintain. Same with orbital rings. I have an entire video on that, go check it out. To sum it up, orbital rings greatly enhance your economy and have many other functions. They are built by a construction ship on an inhabited planet. Habitats don't count. You can't put orbital rings on habitats. You want to build these as soon as you can on all your planets. Now we get to the larger megastructures. Any one of these structures can give you an edge over your opponents that don't have them. Ring worlds, in my opinion, are perhaps one of the less valuable megastructures, mainly because it takes a very, very long time to see any benefits from them. There is almost no way to build these things any earlier than endgame. However, if you can build them fast enough and utilize their potential, then ring worlds are essentially a super planet with very high output and habitability compared to other planets. It is actually 4 very large planets in one. Oh, by the way, all multi-stage structures and gateways require the Megastructures technology, so make sure you research that as soon as it appears. You also need the Utopia DLC for this one. For ring worlds, you also need the Galactic Wonders Ascension perk. Dyson spheres are a well-known sci-fi concept and are very powerful in Stellaris. Just having a partial stage 2 nets you a whopping 1,000 energy credits a month, and 4,000 credits when fully built. This megastructure is one of the most powerful in Stellaris. And for being so powerful, it is relatively easy to build and put to good use a lot quicker than, say, ring worlds, for example. They need a system with a single star that has no habitable planets to be built. This megastructure should be a top priority once you research the technology. Science Nexus gives you research and, most importantly, research speed each stage. The research speed is significant. You will want to get this at some point. The Sentry Array is very useful. It shows the position, composition, and weapons of all fleets in the galaxy once fully built. Getting this is a must if you are going for a galaxy wide takeover by force. You know where the enemy is at all times and can plan accordingly. This does produce some lag, however, especially on big maps. The matter decompressor is the mineral version of the Dyson sphere, giving a very large amount of 500 monthly minerals in stage 1, then a whopping 2,000 monthly minerals on the last stage. This needs galactic wonders too. Mega Art installation gives you monthly unity and amenities. The amount of unity is alright, just alright, and amenities aren't really the most important stat, so you can kind of skip this altogether in favor of other, more powerful structures. Strategic Coordination Center is a very good choice for empires with lots of defense. The sublight speed bonus is very powerful. The starbase cap increase is good even without defense bases. It even increases naval cap by a marginal amount. Definitely worth getting now that ship speed is allegedly the current meta as of 3.8. If you're playing a diplomatic game and want more envoys, then Interstellar Assembly is a really good choice. Increased envoys, opinion, and diplomatic weight with each stage. By the way, the Matter Decompressor, Art Installation, Coordination Center, Interstellar Assembly all require the Megacorp DLC. Mega Shipyard requires the Federation's DLC and can build 20 ships at a time and doubles your ship build speed when fully upgraded. I don't really use Quantum Catapult that much. It catapults fleets across the galaxy in a specific spot, even in enemy territory. The problem is that there is no way to accurately predict or control where your fleets will end up in the area you select, so that's why I don't recommend using it. Oh yeah, if you become the Crisis, you can complete the Atherophasic engine and win the game. So now we'll go into some tips and strategies. Make a point of getting construction speed bonuses whenever you can. Getting things like Master Builder's perk and Architectural Renaissance really helps. Don't count on getting gateways early or mid-game. They can be difficult to research and build. Still try though. Until then, use hyper relays. Build hyper relays in your capital first, then build a line of relays out from there to your empire's entrances. Habitats are a great alloy and influence dump early and mid-game. Spam these whenever you can afford it. Build an orbital ring on each of your highest producing planets first. Then systematically place one on every other planet. Don't count on building a ring world before the endgame. It just won't happen. Even if you restore one. Yes, I know about the origin. If you're cool with that, and you've already built the important stuff, by all means build the ring world. Dyson Sphere should be a priority, enough said, especially with all the ship upkeep you'll have later in the game. You will need all the energy credits you can get. Get Science Nexus or Sentry Array and fully upgrade one of them ASAP so you can get a Dyson Sphere and a Matter Decompressor. You need to fully upgrade one megastructure before you can unlock the Dyson Sphere and Matter Decompressor. Get the Matter Decompressor as soon as you get a partial Dyson Sphere if you can. Fully upgrade both ASAP. I would have to say Mega Shipyard is the next priority unless you already have your ships. Then I would get the Coordination Center. The rest are purely optional. That's all I got. If you like my stuff, you know what to do. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.